Hiya crafty folks, Amy here, and I have a quick new home card using pre-batched items to share with you. Now this is the box that formerly identified as a chocolate box from Christmas time that I actually store a bunch of my A2 size panels in. So you'll see all sorts of different panels, various different techniques. My batching process is basically I'll do whatever I feel like at the time, and that may include finished cards or that may just include different components of cards. So you can see some are hand watercolored, some are die cut, embossed, stenciled, stamped, you name it, all sorts of panels kind of ready to go when I want to sit down and batch a bunch of cards. Now here's the finished card that I'm going to put together for you today, and it is comprised of mainly things that were already ready to go. This is another component of my batching process. This is one of two binders that I have with baseball card pockets, and this is what I store a bunch of critters or die cut objects in that are ready to go. And I'm going to use these adorable little house die cuts from My Favorite Things, and also a stamp set from My Favorite Things, which kind of came out around the same time. So I will link the available products below in the video description box if you expand and scroll down. But I was asked to make a couple different new home cards, so I'm kind of flipping through different options here on panels that I already have to see what I can mix and match to turn into a card. And I did stamp one of those sentiments from the stamp set. It says, "Congratulations on your new home," in this really pretty scripty font. And I just did that on a little scrap piece of cardstock with a little stitched edged die. So I'm just kind of flipping through, seeing what direction I want to go. So this is a fun way to use up some of these panels that you might have lying around. I was asked to do another video of this with, existent panels and existent products that I have. So maybe this will give you inspiration to use whatever you have lying around. I'm just kind of going through, I'm kind of striking out here a little bit, not really sure what direction I want to go, but I don't want the background to be too crazy. You may have seen that I did release a short recently on YouTube, which was a little quick 1-minute video of a similar card. That was the other one that I was asked to make, where I used pattern paper. So that was a fun way to kind of use up some of that from my stash. But I did ultimately find, it's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it's a stamped background on some light blue cardstock, and it's like a buffalo plaid stamp. It's a background stamp, and that was kind of monochromatic, but it had some visual interest but didn't take away from the little focal point of the house. So I'm just going to cut this panel down using some mint tape and that same paper rose stitched edge rectangle die, and I'm just going to attach that to the card panel and run it through my die cutting machine off screen. And then I'm going to attach this to a card base. It's a 110-pound Nina Classic Crest Solar White. So it has that nice finished edge. And then I'm just going to apply these little parts together. I have the little sentiment strip and the cute little house. And it ties together perfectly, the color of the cardstock on the little house with the little orange roof. And I'm just kind of keeping this flush, not having too much dimension here. But I will pop up the house a little bit. I have these little foam strips. I get these from Amazon. I will link those below as well with any other available products in the video description box. But I'm basically just putting little tiny bits of this foam tape behind the house to support it and pop it up. But other than that, there's no other dimension on the card. It's just going to be the dimension from the little house. So it should be easy to ship. Shouldn't cost any extra postage or anything like that. But I do want to make sure that I get enough behind it where it doesn't get crushed in transit. You don't want certain ends of the house to kind of get smushed down. So just kind of putting a few little pieces on there, and I'm going to remove the backer and attach that right onto this card base here in a moment. Figure out where I want it. I want it right centered in the middle of that strip there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of blingage. These are white, kind of, they're not iridescent, but kind of opaly little sequins in various different sizes. And I'm just going to put those down, put those down in some odd numbers on the composition with some liquid glue and my jewel picker. And that's going to finish the card. So if you need some ideas to kind of use up some panels you have lying around, then maybe think like this. Just think about other things in your craft room that you have lying around that you can combine it with, and it'll be a win-win. You can batch some cards and use up some of your crafty stash that you have lying around. So I hope you like this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up, and I will catch you next time. Thanks so much for watching and spending time with me today. Have a good day. Bye.